Good morning, everybody, and aloha, and welcome to the Daifukuji Soto Mission's Jizo Bodhisattva service. My name is Dan Taihei Gordon. I'm happy to be your MC today. I'd like to give a special aloha and eko mai to our visitors and friends that are here from off island. We have people from the mainland, from Washington State and other places. This service will be officiated by Reverend Jiko Nakade and assisted by Deacon Amy Jikai Nakade. The Bodhisattva Jizō, also known as the jizōsama in Japanese and the Kṣitigarbha in Sanskrit, is enshrined in a small structure in front of the temple. Jizō is regarded as the protector of travelers, women, and children. He's the patron bodhisattva of deceased children. In his hand is the nayoi, the wish-fulfilling gem. His other hand demonstrates mudra of no fear. Our Jizō wears a red rakusu, a simplified monk's robe, as well as a cap and a bib. He is greatly loved bodhisattva in Japan and China, and also in Buddhist communities in other countries. We will begin this morning with the singing of the Shobo Godwasan by the Daifukuji Baikeiko Plum Blossom Choir. Please rise when Reverend Jiko enters the hall. We will begin, we're going to get that. We will please remain standing for the Vandana Tisarana. The words are in your program or on page 17 of the Green Sutra and Gatha book.
Oh
Reverend Jiko will now offer the Dharma words.
Jizō Bodhisattva. We pay homage to you, Jizo Bodhisattva, Kṣitigarbha, earth womb, earth treasure. Your great vow not to achieve Buddhahood until all hell realms are emptied and all sentient beings are liberated from suffering resounds throughout the universe, throughout vast space and time. May your monk's staff release all suffering things. May your wish-fulfilling gem light up the darkness as you walk through the 6 worlds, guiding all beings and protecting the children, holding them close to you in sleeves of great compassion. Namu Jizo Bodhisattva. We invoke your name with gratitude. During this sorrowful time of the devastation and loss of life on Maui, please walk beside us, teaching us the path to liberation from ignorance, fear, and delusion. Help us to faithfully serve those in pain and in suffering. Hold humanity in the womb of the earth, from which hope and life spring ever anew. Namu Jizo Bodhisattva. Homage to Jizo Bodhisattva.
Please join in the Sampai, or 3 bows to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. Please join in the chanting of the Hando's Jinjo, or Heart of Great Perfect Wisdom Sutra, which is on your program. We will be chanting in both Japanese and English. The English translation is on the back of your program.
Amen.
by Kaiko Plum Blossom Choir will now sing Jizo Bodhisattva and Jizō Shoko.
Thank you.
Dharma wheel in reality is shown in all its many forms. All sentient beings are awakened and brought to great peace. We sincerely seek the beneficent guidance of the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. We have recited the Mahanya Haramita Singyo Heart Sutra, Heart of Great Perfect Wisdom Sutra, sing by Kariu E Samka, and offered flowers, candlelight, and food. From our hearts we pray that all beings be guided by the Buddha's teachings and awaken to deep wisdom. May we in our wholeness realize the way of the Buddha together.
Today's Dharma talk will be given by Reverend Jizō. Thank you, Reverend Jizō.
Good morning, everyone. Aloha kako. Aloha to our dear Sangha and to those who are here visiting or here for the first time. We welcome you. We are dedicating the merit generated from today's service, all of our chantings and prayers and flower offerings to the people of Maui, and not just to the people, but to the animals and plants and to the land itself, all suffering from the devastating fires which swept through, especially the town of Lahaina. I think our hearts are all very heavy. It's hard to grasp the extent of the loss and of what the people are going through on Maui. And not just on Maui, but many have relatives and friends who have lost their homes or perished in the fires. And our hearts go out to all of them with so much love, so much loving kindness. And thank you for your contributions today. We'll make sure that all of the donations collected at today's service be sent to the Hawaii Community Foundation's Maui Strong Fund. I understand that there were 3 Buddhist temples which were burned to the ground in the Maui fire in Lahaina as well. A Jōdo temple, Jōdo mission, kind of famous one, a Honganji temple, and a Shingon Buddhist temple. When information becomes available how to donate to these temples, I will send the information out by email to our Sangha or by newsletter, so that those who wish to contribute to the Sanghas, to the temples, and to the ministers and families who lost everything when their residences burned down, one may be able to do so. So I'm in touch with our Soto Zen Temple in Paia, Maui. They're all fine. They reassured me that their sangha, their members are fine. So they are trying to help others in their communities, and they'll be in touch with information. The Maui Buddhist Council is finding ways to help those Buddhist sanghas and Buddhist temples on Maui. But today I'd like to share with you the story of the broken cup. It's a story which I shared in our temple newsletter, and I'd like to share it again and talk a little bit more about it. So as you know, our temple has a gift shop in our basement, thanks to our many volunteers who make it possible. And it wasn't too long ago that a couple from the mainland visited the temple and asked me if I could open the gift shop for them. So I was glad to do that. I opened the gift shop downstairs and told them, "Oh, take your time looking around." They said they had been to our gift shop before, so they knew about it. So the woman in particular took her time. She looked at all the things inside the gift shop. After a while, she came to the gift shop counter holding one small object. And it was about, this is an example, about this size, very small. And I looked at it and it was marked $1. And she held out to me this tiny decorated cup. And it's diameter maybe an inch or inch and a half, very small. And I looked at it and I looked inside, and painted inside was a picture of a woman wearing a kimono, and their beautiful flowers, like plum blossoms, painted inside. And then there were beautiful flowers painted on the outside as well. And then upon close inspection, I noticed that the cup had a chip in it. It was chipped. I said, "Oh, no wonder it's $1, you know." But then I looked even more closely and I saw that it was cracked. It had cracked apart and been glued back together again. So I wondered why. Why did this woman want to purchase a small broken cup when there were so many beautiful things in the gift shop? Well, she held it very gingerly and she looked at it very lovingly. And she said, "Of all the things in this gift shop, this little cup called to me." She said, "My father, when escaping the Nazis, carried a cup on which a prayer was inscribed. And this cup broke along the way as he fled. But when he got to safety, he glued his little cup back together again. And once a year, he would inspect it and repair it. He treasured it." She said, "Now my brother is the owner of this little cup, now that our father is gone." She said, "Maybe that's why this little cup called to me. It needed someone to take care of it." Her words touched me deeply and helped me to see beyond this cracked and chipped little cup to the significance that it held for this woman whose beloved father had escaped with his life, holding just such a cup that was precious and sacred to him. Too often we only look at the surface of things, like I did, and make judgments about them. "Oh, that's just a piece of junk, it's no good anymore, it's chipped, throw it away, it's broken." But my encounter with this woman contained a beautiful teaching. She helped me to see a cracked cup with new eyes. In her hands, this glued back together cup had become something remarkable, exquisite, special, sacred, a treasure, because she had the eyes with which to see its beauty and the ears to hear it calling to her, and her heart which continued to love and honor her departed father and the values that he had held dear. She helped me to see that something broken could be as its as-isness, perfect, beautiful, exquisite. So later I learned it was one of our gift shop managers, Clear Ho-un, who had taken the time to glue the pieces of this little cup back together again, thinking someday someone will come along who will appreciate it, and someone did. So I wondered if Clear Ho-un, who mended the cup, knew about the Japanese art called kintsugi. Kintsugi, I have it here, kintsugi. Have you heard of kintsugi? It's a technique of restoring broken vessels such as pottery. Kin means gold, the second character. Tsugi means joining or to join, to put back together again. When restored using this kintsugi technique, the flaws, cracks, and blemishes of the vessel, of the piece, whether it's a bowl or a plate, are highlighted with gold. I have some pictures here of kintsugi. I recently watched on YouTube this NHK World video titled Kintsugi Giving New Life to Broken Vessels. In this video, this kintsugi artist, whose name was Yukiko Kuroda, shared her personal story. She said that she had once suffered greatly from deep depression, and one day a plate which she had cherished was accidentally broken by her friend and discarded, tossed into the trash. In her depressed state, Yukiko felt she herself was broken and useless like the dish. She rescued the pieces of the dish and she repaired it. In time, she discovered and studied this craft of kintsugi. She became a professional kintsugi artist who repaired broken vessels. It is said that this craft of kintsugi began in the 15th century in Japan during the Muromachi period. According to legend, there was a shogun named Ashikaga Yoshimatsu who lived from 1436 to 1490. He broke one of his precious bowls, like a ceramic bowl. So he sent the cracked bowl back to China to be repaired. But when it came back, it was pieced together with these ugly metal staples. He was very dissatisfied with its look, so he gave the project to his Japanese craftsman, who figured out a way to join the broken pieces together in an artful manner. The sap of the urushi lacquer tree was collected and used as an adhesive. Urushi was also used to fill in gaps in the pottery and is a coating to strengthen the piece and impart a glossy shine. The final step was to apply gold over the cracks. The piece was not only restored, but the gold lines made it elegantly beautiful. As one can imagine, the shogun was pleased. The art of kintsugi takes a lot of time and a huge amount of patience. From the video, I learned it could take months, even a year, to restore a single vessel. The lacquer has to be applied over and over again, and the piece is burnished each time. Finally, gold is carefully applied over the cracks. The kintsugi artist Yukiko Kuroda quietly expressed how she felt healed through her work of repairing and restoring these broken vessels. She herself was once broken, her life fragmented into jagged pieces. Her craft made her feel whole again. She had come to accept her own imperfections and flaws and recognize how they were a beautiful and valuable aspect of her life, like the gold lines that ran through a broken bowl, pieced together and granted a second life. there's a story about a famous tea master I'd like to share named Sen no Rikyu, who lived from 1522 to 1591. This tea master had undergone Zen training at a temple called Daifukuji, and he became a tea master for Oda Nobunaga. Sen no Rikyu exerted great influence on Chano-yu, known as the Way of Tea, the tea ceremony. According to this story, the host in the tea ceremony wanted to impress this tea master, Sen no Rikyu, with this expensive antique tea jar that he had. So when Sen no Rikyu visited him, he set out this really expensive, gorgeous tea vessel. But Sen no Rikyu ignored the tea jar during his visit. And he kept looking out the window and admiring a branch on a tree outside the tea room. After he left, the enraged host smashed the vessel. But someone picked up its pieces and it was repaired. On his next visit, Sen no Rikyu gave the restored vessel with its flaws and cracks his full attention and said, "Now it is truly magnificent." So the woman who purchased a tiny $1 glued back together teacup from the Daifukuji gift shop, I think had probably never heard of kintsugi. Instead, she had learned from her Jewish father, who had escaped the Nazis, how to embrace and cherish a broken cup, the cup of life, pieced together with gratitude and prayer. In our Buddhist tradition, we take refuge in the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, which help us navigate the waters of life. We understand that during the course of our lives, we will inevitably experience ups and downs, loss and hardships, disappointments and setbacks, and many happy moments as well. The Buddha's teachings on impermanence awaken us to the reality that we're living in a constantly changing world, and that we all must eventually part with those we love and cherish, our dearest family members, our beloved pets, and our wonderful friends. At times we may feel broken and flawed, the way Yukiko Kuroda felt, the way the people on Maui must feel, their lives shattered and fragmented into jagged pieces. And like Yukiko, who became a kintsugi artist, we can learn to embrace our sorrows, our blemishes, and our brokenness with a golden heart of kindness and compassion, which we learn from the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. I'd like to conclude with a poem by a very famous Zen poet monk whose name was Ryokan. And this poem is from a book in our library called Dewdrops on a Lotus Leaf, translated by John Stevens. It's called My Cracked Wooden Bowl. This treasure was discovered in a bamboo thicket. I washed the bowl in a spring and then mended it. After morning meditation, I take my rice gruel in it. At night, it serves me soup or rice. Cracked, worn, weather-beaten, and misshapen, but still of noble stock. By Ryokan-sama. He's a Soto Zen poet monk. So let us recite the fueko together, sending our love to those on Maui who feel broken and fragmented, who feel that all is lost. May they be uplifted. May they find healing. May may be surrounded by the love of community, and not just a local community, but a global community. 내가 와쿠와 호도부도 못해 아마의 그리스도의 어여보시 와에라 도시조 동이라 동이 스도 조생고도 나무 기에 부스 나무 기에 호 나무 기에 소. We take refuge in the Buddha, we take refuge in the Dharma, we take refuge in the Sangha. Thank you for being our Sangha and for being here today.
Thank you, Reverend Jiko. While keeping the people of Maui, their friends and family in our hearts, let us now recite the invoking name of Jizo Bodhisattva, which is on your program. We invoke your name, Jizōsama. We aspire to learn the way of being present where there is darkness, suffering, and despair, so we can bring light, hope, and relief to those places. We know that hell can be found in many places on earth. We will do our best not to contribute to creating more hells on earth, and to help transform the hells that are already there. We will practice in order to realize the qualities of perseverance and stability, so that, like the earth and like you, we can always be supportive and faithful to those in need. Please join in the chanting of Jizōsama mantra, which will be led by Travis Ocean Marsh. The melody to this mantra was composed by Reverend Jiko's son, Ryan Jikaku Nakade. During the chanting, Sangha members are invited to come forward to offer a flower at the front of the Jizō altar. We will begin with those seated in the front row and proceed row by row till we get to the end, and then come back this way and go row by row, going that way. Everyone, please join in the singing.
Ah
Please rise for the singing of the Shomo, which can be found on page 18 of the Green Sutra and Gatha book. Please be seated. This concludes our Jizo Bodhisattva service.